comic who always cracks me up every time I come here. Please welcome to the stage, Sarah Cortina, everybody.
Thank you, Curran. You know, kids are mean. I used to work with children, and one day this kid comes in, and he was like, Miss Sarah, your hair looks flat today. It's like, excuse me? I was like, Leo, that wasn't very nice. And he's like, well, it looks less flat today. I was like, thank you, Leo, I need a new conditioner. Guys, I love doing comedy. Nothing else really makes me feel like I'm the only girl in the world like this. Nothing else. Oh my God, kind of makes me connect to my inner child. You know, when I was growing up, I used to think that I had superpowers. Yeah, like I thought that I was a shapeshifter. But then my doctor just told me that it's called body dysmorphia. Although, I don't really know if it's body dysmorphia, if I'm just right. You guys tell me. Actually don't, please, I'll I had a guy get really mad at me recently because I wanted to add a vibrator in the bedroom. I called it innovation that excites. He was mad that a robot was taking his job. I had to be like, look, dude, in this day and age, unskilled labor is bound to be automated. AI is coming for everyone. Female comedians talking about vaginas, masturbation. It's kind of weird though. It kind of breaks the binary because I feel like normally like porn and masturbation for women is kind of like being gay in the army. You know, don't ask, don't tell, and at the end hoping for honorable discharge. Are we all LA residents here? Yeah. Anyone try to date here? Yeah. Hey, that wasn't for me, right? Yeah, no, dating in LA is wild. There's a lot of crazies here. One of my roommates once, she used to date a stuntman. You guys would not believe the type of sex that they were having. Missionary. I went on a date with this guy this one time, and his job bio and his Tinder account was really good at play pretend. So I was like, okay, you pretend you actually like me, and I'll pretend that I finished. And then he took me out for drinks, and I was like, oh, so you want to be an actor? And he's like, no, I am an actor. I want to be a movie star. I was like, okay, let me try. I am a stand-up comedian. I want to have a normal relationship with alcohol. I can't do this anymore. I think I really should to spice things up. I've got a new strategy in mind. I'm calling it the Mamma Mia tactic. It's where I invite 4 guys to the club and see which one I call daddy by the end of the night. Love men in Greek life. Do we have any former athletes in the crowd? Yeah, that's about the response I expected. When I was growing up, I used to play volleyball, and there was this one girl on one of the other teams. She was just fucking, there was always something going on with her. And one time I showed up to practice, and everyone was crowded around like, oh my God, did you guys hear? Natalia gave her boyfriend a handjob with her toes. Long story short, that is what I thought fantasy football was for a very long time. Yeah. You know, volleyball has taught me a lot about life. You know, there's a lot in common. You know, tight clothing is the key to success. You always are hoping that your friend's going to set you up. If you're trying to hit, you better hope you're not going to get blocked or spiked. There's also a lot of similarities between volleyball and sex. You know, you'll probably get a lot of bruises on your knees if you're doing a good job. It's a lot more fun when you're sliding all over the floor. You think it'll be better on the beach? It never is. Never is. It's a lot more tiring. I got a new job recently. Woo! Yeah. Now after work, I only have time to either do stand-up or go to the gym. So I get to do something that makes me sweat profusely, get unwanted male attention, doubt my self-worth, or I can go to the gym. I went shopping for work clothes with my mom, and she was trying to pick stuff out for me, and she was like, oh my God, you should try these pants. They're like really cute. Like, instead of like a power suit, these are like powered bottoms. I didn't have the heart to tell her that I'm a switch. I mean, I wanted to switch. Looking more for tops right now. I don't really like when people tell me, when I tell people, oh, I feel fat today, and I'm like, fat's not a feeling. Okay, I feel like my pants are getting tighter. That's the fucking feeling. I feel the rivets sticking into my stomach. Body dysmorphia. LA's wild, you know, like, there's a lot of gentrification in the city. I don't know if you guys have realized that you go to somewhere like Silver Lake and you see people paying $150 to wear the same clothes as the family that is displaced. Or there's stores like Community Goods. I don't know why the fuck it's called Community Goods when everybody who's in there looks like their parents have money in offshore accounts. I don't get it, and it just confuses me. I was in a bar recently, and this guy goes up to me and he goes, "Oh my god, your eyes are like IKEA, I just keep getting lost in them." I thought it was really sweet until we got to the bedroom and he goes, "Oh, your vagina reminds me of IKEA furniture, like I have all the parts in front of me, but I don't really know what to do with any of them." I don't know what to do. Is anyone in the audience in therapy?
Woo!
Yeah, I feel like some of you guys it's working, some of you it's not, but we'll all get there one day. One day it'll all work. Therapy has become a lot more destigmatized this past few years, which is good, but I think we don't talk about it as much when people's therapists make the problem worse. I'm sure you all know somebody like this. They're walking around vindicated, like, "I go to therapy, I'm better than you." But the therapist is telling them that their feelings are valid and that everybody else is the problem. I don't know. You're in therapy. I feel like your feelings might not be that valid. You might be a little bit part of the problem. And look, I know we're low on therapists and everything, but I think that some people should really just pursue an alternative line of work. Like, if you're a people pleaser and you like working with others, you could try being a prostitute. Because the two professions have more in common than you might think. In both, you lay the client down on the couch, they proceed to say the most heinous things you can't tell a single soul unless they pose a direct threat to themselves or others. They might say their ex's name a few too many times. After they're done, they pick up all their tissues that have something salty in them. They pay you $200 and beg you not to tell anyone they were there. Plus, if you think about it, antidepressants and Viagra really aren't that different either. If you're struggling, you take pills that help you last longer. They make it so you can keep going. Yeah. I've realized recently that I'm a minority in the comedy world, but not because I'm a woman, because I don't hate myself. I don't know, I guess it makes sense. I've always had a lot of masculine traits. I have horrible handwriting. I don't like to use directions. I used to be addicted to lesbian porn. I drink beer. But I have realized differences in the comedy world since I've been doing it. One time a guy went up on a mic and he tells everyone that he lost 20 pounds. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, you look so good, great job." I was kind of confused because when I lost 20 pounds, no one really said anything. I kind of just started getting groped a lot more. Oh my god. Oh god. I've dated a lot of assholes if you can't tell already. When I was in college, I dated this one guy. He was like a total film bro. He was really into diverse storytelling, really into queer media, girl on girl. He asked me once if I wanted to film a sex tape, and I was like, "Oh, like a short film?" I ended up ending things with him because I wanted to start dating women more, and when I broke the news to him, he was like, "Oh, can I watch?" I was like, "Excuse me?" And he was like, "Oh, it reminds me of something I saw in porn once." And I was like, "What was the porn called? Two girls, one cuck?" Oh my god. I'm working in El Segundo right now. I don't know if you guys have been down there. If you drive along the 105, Boeing and Raytheon's buildings are next door to each other, which is kind of a wild juxtaposition, because one's a company that designs technology that kills people, and the other is Raytheon. Yeah, I don't know. Well, thank you for that. The Boeing CEO stepped down recently. It's not been a good year for them, but according to internal memos, the guy I think just has a few screws loose. Thank you. I've been Sarah Cortina. Thank you so much.